Okay, so this one is your second topic for database, and this is about the systems development life cycle. I'm sure this is something that you are not, this is something that is not the first time that you will be hearing. So systems development life cycle are the different phases by which we develop our applications. And we will be focusing, yung second part nito will focus on the database development activity for each systems development life cycle, for each phase. Okay, so let's now go to the different phases. Now, meron lang akong siningit dito. You can explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough from Albert Einstein. So sometimes the measure by which I check kung talagang naintindihan when I also ask for recitation is pag yung explanation sa akin simple lang, pag yung explanation sa akin hindi yung tipong minemorize, pag yung explanation sa akin hindi yung tipong ginugel. So more, I appreciate more yung explanation which was mainly taken from what he or she understood. Mas gusto ko nga yung Tagalog minsan kasi parang, well, okay lang din naman kung English, but sometimes you express, tayo lahat, we express ourselves better in our language, di ba? So if you can explain something that I discuss, kunwari, I discuss something, and then you're asked, so what is that? And then, ito po yun. Pag na-explain nyo yun, ibig sabihin you understood it. So remember our learning outcomes, pag na-explain mo, pag na-discuss mo yan, naintindihan mo yan. And if you can do it simply, as simple as possible, then I would believe that you understood it. Okay, so let's go now to our SDLC. So generally, these are the different phases in the SDLC: planning, analysis, design, implementation, maintenance. For some, itong implementation na to is still broken down into many more phases like programming, testing, saka pa lang yung implementation. Pero dito, nilamp na siya into one. So what do we do under planning? Do we do under planning? Okay. Asa nga po, under planning, can you read this? Can you read this, Kenji Mamorno? Kenji? Kenji, are you there?
Yes po. Rinig po ako.
Yes po.
Planning purpose, to develop a preliminary understanding of a business situation and how information systems might help solve a problem and make an opportunity possible.
Okay. Dun sa planning phase, this is where we understand the business situation. Whatever that is really the target of a possible information systems implementation. So we try to check usually if it could really be something which is a very new application that we are looking at, or it could be something which is an answer to an existing problem. So we normally would check if there is where we are and where we would want to be, and we check what is the gap between from where we are and where we would want to be. So we usually call that your gap analysis. Okay? Ano yung meron tayo, pero ano yung dapat na meron tayo? Ano yung mga problema na dapat i-address and which could possibly be taken care of by a possible information systems. So that is generally what you do under planning. So you check yung business situation and pwede bang ma-address yan ng information systems. Okay? And so sometimes yung ibig sabihin ng opportunity dyan, opportunity for a possible work for IT, di ba? In other companies, we call that a BOR, Business Opportunity Report. Can you read on the deliverable? Can you read on the deliverable? Pakibasa po. Pakibasa. Whale Tan.
Yes po. Rinig po ako. No?
Yes po.
Deliverable, a written request to study the possible changes to an existing system or the development of a new system that addresses an information systems solution to the business problems or opportunities.
Okay, so a deliverable here, the output of planning would be a written request to check if yung mga changes na kailangan gawin, if these are supposed to be changes or even a new application, would be the development of a new system. Again, in some companies, dun sa dati kong pinagtrabahuhan, some of the units, ang tawag nila business opportunity report. And it is written usually by the users who are requesting for the changes or for the automation. So ganun siya. So that is what planning is really all about, to check on a possible work that could be done for IT, for it to be a solution for an existing situation. Okay, so let's go to analysis. So what is done in the analysis phase? Yung ginagawa po dyan. Okay, pakibasa nga po. Malcolm James Murillo.
Rinig po, ma'am.
Opo.
To analyze the business situation thoroughly to determine requirements, to structure those requirements, and to select among competing system features.
Okay, so to analyze the business situation, so it is in the analysis phase, and this is the work for the systems analyst, as you might know, para ma-check yung mga requirements and to structure those requirements and to select among competing system features, because there are a lot of options that are available. And for the analyst, it is really not up for the analyst to identify processes which are currently existing, which should be automated. In fact, when you do your analysis in the future, or even now for your other projects, when you're doing your analysis, pero syempre mas mapapractice nyo to when you talk to a real client, it is not really for you to just say amen to them for what they would want to do, but it is also for you to say or to recommend better alternatives. So kasi baka ang expectation is ganito yung ginagawa namin ngayon, ganyan-ganyan din yung i-automate. Pwedeng hindi. Pwedeng assume based on your study, based on your analysis, you may actually recommend a better process, di ba? It could not be something which is totally the same as what they are currently doing, but for as long as it still achieves the purpose for whatever they are doing, then you may do your recommendation. And you can only do that if you have really analyzed the requirements very well. So again, this is to select among competing system features because there are various options which could be available. Okay, so you need to study well. And if I may say, analysis is really a very important aspect of this SDLC. Not meaning to say that the others are not, but you will see later on how important analysis is. So what are the deliverables? So the deliverables will be, can you read John Russell Malabanan? John Russell Malabanan.
Rinig po ako.
Opo. Ay kaso yung
Requirement.
Russell, wait lang. Hindi maintindihan yung sinasabi mo. Can you do that again? Okay, so mukhang may problema si John Russell. Let's call on another. Luella, can you read?
Deliverables, the functional specifications for a system that meets user requirements and is feasible to develop and implement.
Okay, thank you. So, yung output ng analysis phase would be that after na-analyze na yung requirements, the business situation of course, and then the requirements, ito na yung mga recommendation, yung specs. So, gagawa na siya ng specs for the program, for the possible data that are needed para ma-develop yung system and ma-implement later on. So after a thorough analysis, you will now have your recommendation as to what processing modules will be involved and what data would be necessary for you to be able to achieve the purpose of the automation. Okay, so yun yung ginagawa sa analysis. And then what happens next? Okay, let's see. Nandito na naman si Sir Albert. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, ibasa nga to and then baka gusto nyo ding intindihin mabuti what he has to say. Can you read this? JR Magtangog.
Hello po. Rinig po ba?
Opo.
If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions.
Hey, what do you think is he trying to say? Ano sa tingin nyo? Do you want to answer? Sige, go ahead.
Hindi po, ma'am.
Sasagot na yata sana si JR eh. O sige, anybody else who would want to answer here? Ano yung gusto niyang sabihin dito? If I have an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solutions. What do you think? Is he trying to emphasize? What do you think? Is he trying to highlight, to say? What is that? Ayan, dami pa lang nito. Okay, let's fall on. Sige, Roma, can you answer?
Hello po, ma'am.
Yes po.
Ayun. For me po, yung pagkakaintindi ko po sa kanya is think carefully muna about dun sa problem, understand it carefully muna before you conclude a conclusion po, ma'am. Yun po yung pagkakaintindi ko po.
Okay, right? Meron bang gustong may i-add pa? Okay, anybody else want to add anything? Yes, Luella?
Parang katulad po sa, ma'am, sa kaninang quote na galing din kay Sir Albert na kapag naintindihan niyo po talaga thoroughly yung problem or yung isang situation, less minutes na lang, ayan, 5 minutes na lang po yung magagawa niyong solution. Tapos mapapaliwanag din po ng simple.
Okay. Sige. So, yeah, I think meron pa bang gustong magdagdag? Luis, you want to add anything?
Ano po, the more you think about the problem, the more na ina-analyze mo yung every pasikot-sikot ng problem, the more less time yung isa-spend mo to formulate a solution kasi alam mo na as a whole, hindi yung kailangan mo pang mag-go back kasi may nag-pop up na another problem dun sa solution mo. Ganun po.
Okay. Okay, right. Good. Kim, you want to add anything?
The more precise or the more particular yung pagkaalam mo dun sa problema, parang mas madali mo masosolusyonan yun. Kasi isa sa mga major problem sa problem solving, napaka-vague ng problema. Tapos sa sobrang general niya, parang dumadami yung solutions na pwede dun sa problem na yun. So parang in order for you na para mapabilis yun, dapat yung problema na inisosolve mo, very particular. Alam mo yung mga parameters na hinihingi niya, alam mo yung mga tool na kinakailangan niya para mas madali yung solution.
Okay, thank you. That's right. Good. So, and you're right, yung mga nag-share, tama kayo. So what he is really trying to say is that alamin nyo muna kung ano yung totoong problema. You get to the root of the problem before you think of doing any solution. And sometimes looking for the problem may be that which will involve a lot of work. Kasi minsan minsan we see something wrong and then we immediately assume that that is the problem. Yung pala you are barking at the wrong tree. Tapos naggumawa kayo ng solution and afterwards nag-recur yung problema. It was because you did not really solve the root cause of the problem. And it will happen every time again, di ba? So what he's saying is that tama din niya sinabi niya ni Kim, look for that problem. Be very specific on the problem that you would like to be addressed. So pag nahanap nyo yon, it will be easy for you to, well, at least dire-diretso na kayo for the solution, and then hindi na magre-recur yung problema because you have really addressed the root cause of the problem. Pagdating nyo sa systems analysis, you will have yung tinatawag na fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. That is where you really get to the bottom of things. Kasi ito yung problema, ano yung possible causes? So tinitingnan nyo yun dun sa mga bones ng fish. Yung head, yung pinaka-problema. Okay? So right. So think of what really the problem is. Understand that very well. And pag alam nyo na what the real problem is all about, that is when you start thinking about the solution. So this could be exaggerated, but I think the point that he is trying to highlight is that it is very important for you to know the problem, for you to know what exactly you will be solving. Okay, so thank you, Sir Albert. So let's now go. So I put that as part of the analysis because I think that is one important thing that you have to bear in mind when you're doing analysis. So next would be the design phase, and purpose would be, let me ask again Gavina to please read.
Rinig po ba, ma'am?
Yes po.
Purpose, to elicit and structure all information requirements, to develop all technology and organizational specifications.
Okay, right. To elicit and structure all information requirements and to develop all technology. So this one is really the technical version of the analysis. So dito, this is already how you will be implementing your program in terms of what would be the specs, pseudocodes probably for your program. And this will also give us kung ano mismo yung structure ng inyong data. Can you continue reading, John Gabriel Abesamis?
Hello po, ma'am, rinig po. Deliverables. Detailed functional specification of all data, forms, report, displays, and processing rules. Program and database structures, technology, purchases, physical site plans, and organizational redesigns.
Okay, thank you. So if you will notice here, hindi lang yung mga specs ng program and yung database and others, pati yung report, how will it look like, yung date, yung display forms, pati yung mga bibilhin na mga DBMS. So nandito na yon sa design, even the physical site and other kailangan gawin. Well, this is if malaki talaga yung gagawin na changes. Okay, so that will be part of the design. You're already preparing your database and the program. Now, let's go to the first set of checkpoint questions. Ano daw yung output ni planning stage? What is the output of a planning stage? Anybody? Ano daw yung deliverable ni planning stage? Okay. Anybody? What is the output of a planning stage? Sabi ni Kim, mga changes po na kailangan gawin. That's right. Right. So, sabi ni Charissa, a written request. And that's right also. So dun sa written request nakalagay yung mga changes na kailangan gawin. So that's precisely the output of a planning stage. Yung mga what they would want to be done as part of a solution of an existing problem. Okay? So next, let's go to the second question. How do you differentiate the deliverable of an analysis and a design phase? Ano ba yung difference? We saw analysis and then design. How do you think they differ? Do they differ? Ano ba yung output ni analysis? Ano ba yung output ni design? What do you think? In your own words. Okay, guys, what do you think? In your own words, hindi kailangang, sabi ni Alain, sa analysis po, written request, then sa design, detailed technical specifications ng lahat ng data. Okay? So, sa analysis, yung written request kasi really more on sa planning. Pero tama yun sa design, detailed technical specification ng lahat ng data and even the processing, hindi lang ng data, pati processing. So, right? So anything else who wants to add to that? So ano ba yung output ng analysis? Kung wag na nating i-differentiate, ano yung output ng analysis? Sabi ni Luis, analysis po is what features are attainable. Tapos po sa design is buong documentation po needed for the next step. Okay? Sabi naman ni Pauline, sa analysis po yung specs ng program and data needed. That is also correct. Sabi ni Kim, analysis, recommendation, and specs needed para ma-implement later on. Okay, right. So you're right. Actually, sa analysis, really more on parang layman muna to. So you are really working with your client kasi sa analysis and then you will create the specifications, modules on what must be done as part of this processing. Okay, and then what may possibly be needed for this processing. Pero sa design, yun na yung more on technicality. So i-convert mo na yung specs na yun into something which probably the programmer may use as specification. And although minsan yung portion na yun, minsan wala na. Kasi there are some companies na gumagawa pa ng pseudocode as to the specs coming from the analyst. Meron pang ganun yung iba eh. Pero ngayon, parang halos wala na yun. Diretso na, coming from the analyst, this will be the specs for the program. Could be very simply written. And then yung mga data that will needed to be used. Ano po pinagkaiba ng system developer versus systems analyst? System developer is of course yung a general term for someone who is involved in systems development, and very generic kasi yung system developer. He can have any role in the systems development life cycle. Pwede siyang programmer, usually programmer yung ginagamit for a systems developer. Pero yung systems analyst, very specific yung role niya. He is there to be able to determine requirements and to liaise with the user. Usually, siya yung dapat nakikipag-usap sa user to be able to get all possible requirements. Versus a software developer, terminology. So system developer, software developer, they can be used interchangeably. And then, sabi ni Gleisel, yung analysis po parang draft na lang, tas sa design yung mismong implication or full plan po. This is more of a question. Hindi naman draft, kasi pag sinabi mong draft, it's not something final, di ba? But isipin na lang na sa systems analysis, more of more of the requirements as could be understood also by any layman, by the user. Hindi pa siya technical, parang ganon. These are your requirements. Usually, pinapa-sign off pa yan sa user. Pagdating sa design, it could be more technical. Something na yung data mo, nilalagyan mo na ng katulad ng ginawa natin, metadata. So parang ganon. Design is really more technical and which will involve really the actual implementation for your program, for your data structures. Pag systems analyst ka, kasi ngayon naman, pag-analyst, ngayon naman kasi, pag nasa IT ka, you have to be flexible, di ba? Pero if you are analyst only, not a programmer, you not necessarily need to know how to code. Ang alam mo dapat is how you will be able to get all the information or requirements you may need from the client. You need how to be able to know how to communicate pag systems analyst ka. Kasi ikaw ang magiging parang you're the middle person between the user and the designer. Pero most of the time, yung analyst, sanay ding mag-program. Kasi usually, nasa IT naman ang kinukuha nila na analyst, di ba? If you happen to land in a job which is probably startup, you will do all of the possible roles you will do. You will analyze, you will design, you will program, you will test. Pero if you happen to land a job in a huge company, masyadong delineated yung mga roles. Like if you are a designer, you are a designer. If you are an analyst, you are an analyst, a programmer, or even a tester. Iba yung tester sa programmer. Of course, the programmer can do unit testing, but there is another valid or another set of testings which are being done by testers. So yun. I mean to say, malaki yung mundo ng IT and depende na yung kung saan ka mapupunta when you get to the industry, kung ano yung kakailanganin mo, ano yung hihingin sa'yo. But whatever it is, usually kahit hindi mo alam, hihingin sa'yo when you get to the industry. For example, you may not really know how to code using this programming language. Iyan ang kailangan. Again, there are some companies which will offer a bootcamp na meron pang bootcamp, 1-2 months training. Merong ibang kumpanya, especially smaller companies, bibigyan ka ng time mag-aral, study on your own, on the job training. Depende yun. Depende yun where you are, where you would be able to land after you si company na po ba magpo-provide ng training or tinuturo din po yan sa CS? Again, marami kayong hindi matututunan sa school. Ibig kong sabihin, sa laki ng scope ng IT, there will be a lot. Ang binibigay lang sa inyo sa school are the basics and what you must be. How resourceful you should be. The basics na pag kinausap kayo, at least alam nyo. Diba? Sa SQL, you will be able to code. Generally, sa SQL, almost everything kasi madali lang yung SQL. Pero there are a lot of programming languages that are out there that you might not probably learn in school, pero you have to use. You have to just be prepared. Ganon yun eh. Ganon sa IT. Kaya nga, it is really an ongoing learning. And if you were my student siguro yung mga students ko nung first year, they would know kasi when we talked about peopleware, these are all of the possible jobs when you land in IT. All of those that they interviewed gave a lot of advice, and one of the advices was usually, this is a continuing learning. Marami ka pang kailangang matutunan even outside of the four walls of the school. So you have to continually learn. Hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin na hindi ko naman alam yan. Pag nasa trabaho ka na, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na hindi ko po yan alam. You will have to learn. Pag hindi mo alam, you will have to know. Hindi yun tipong hindi ko alam, hindi ka a-assign. I-assign ka pa rin. Bibigyan ka lang ng time na mag-aral. And usually naman, the people in the industry are helpful nagtutulungan because they have been there. Yung mga mas nakakatanda have been there and they know how it is. Okay, so there. I hope I answered your questions. Next, in what phase do you create the structure of your database? In what phase do you create the structure of your database? Where do you think? Is it in the planning? Is it in the analysis? Or is it in the design? Okay, so sabi ni Kim, ni Luis, and ni Jeremy J sa design po, and that one is correct. Okay, so let's now proceed. After the design, you have the implementation, and in the implementation, this is where you do a lot of things because in this diagram, hindi siya na-brinate. Ash, can you read, please?
Purpose: to write programs, build data files, test and install the new system, train users, and finalize documentation.
Okay, so ang purpose for implementation is dito na nilagay yung program development, yung testing, and of course, the installation of the new system to production. So when you are developing the system, you are in a development environment. And when after all of the thorough testing, of course, dapat thorough yung testing, and you are ready to install, you move that to production, and that is part of the implementation. And dito na rin nilagay yung, of course, after the implementation, we'll be training the users, finalize documentation, whatever it is that would be needed by the users so that they would be guided as to how to use your system. And hindi lang to user manual, it is also a documentation of how you probably more on the analysis. And then also dun sa program, dun na mismo, we are encouraging you to please write comments inside your program para mas madaling intindihin not only by you when you get to the industry, but for those who will take over the maintenance of your job, of the system. Maraming ganun na work na makukuha kayo. You may not necessarily land a job where you will really create your own system or application, but it's really more of yung malalaking kumpanya, it's really more of maintaining the system. So you will have to do a lot of analysis because you will have to understand the system that you didn't do before you can do anything. Bago mo mabago yan, you will have to analyze it. Okay? That's why important yung documentation. Very important yung documentation. And some do not really require na mag-build kayo ng separate documentation for the modules. I think it will be enough na dun sa mismong program nyo, you will just write there what the purpose of the certain module will be. And then kung meron siyang tinetest, what that is. So maganda din yung very thorough, yung documentation inside your program. And your deliverables, of course, would be, this. Kia, Marie, Malubag.
Programs that work accurately into specifications, documentation, and training materials.
Okay, so nilagyan pa ng qualifier yung program, no? Hindi lang program na tapos, but programs that accurately work. Ibig sabihin, they work according to the purpose for which they should have been done and to specifications ni analyst. So, and even when programs have been, while you're doing programming, and there is something that you cannot do because wala yung isang data, and that traces back to analysis. Kasi sa analysis, doon mo ina-identify lahat ng gagamitin eh. So that's why I mentioned earlier na analysis is very important because the programmers actually work on the output of analysis. Kung ano yung gagamiting data, kung ano yung specs ng modules na i-code nila. And if kulang yon or mali yon, that will really spell a big difference. Kung mali yon, mahirap. Kasi pwedeng makapag-implement kayo ng mali eh. Pwedeng yung logic ang mali, kung mali yung pagkakaintindi. But anyway, that was taken care of because as I have said, usually, the specs is signed off by the user from the analyst. they agree to what that these are the scope of what will be done, this will be what will be done. So pinag-uusapan yon para malinaw as to what the expectations will be and kung ano lang yung magiging output ng kanilang systems. This is, we'll talk about that later, Kim. So let's just focus more on this, okay? So the final one is maintenance. So the purpose will be, to, can you read this? Can you read this? Hindi ko pa naririnig. Yung, Carlans, can you read this? Carlans Almeida?
Hello po, rinig po ba?
Rinig po.
Purpose, to monitor the operation and usefulness of a system and to refer and enhance the system.
Okay, so dun sa maintenance portion naman, this is where you really, pagka-implement mo, hindi naman tapos na yan eh. Usually there are those who will be monitoring if the stability of your implementation and the system, the overall system in general. Meron kayong mga, they are what we call the technical support guys na who are there usually 24/7, especially if it is really a huge application that you are maintaining. Merong technical support na 24/7 who are always there to check kung merong issues. Usually the issues can be from level 1, level 2, level 3. Pag level 1, it's just probably a little tweak in a little data. Or pag level 3, medyo malaki yung problema and it might involve programming again. So there are those who would be in charge of that. And it's another work that you can do when you go to IT. Pwedeng hindi ka naman talaga developer, you may get into tech support. And usually when you are in the tech support, you have to be really quick kasi minsan malaking kumpanya. For example, I work dun sa isang investment bank na malaki talagang konting delay, pag nag-down ang system because of any problem, it means millions of dollars. Kaya pag ikaw nasa tech support, you have to know when to escalate. Kailangan malaman mo na hindi namin mariresolve, we need to escalate immediately so that you will know what to do. So that is part of possible work that you can do. And yung iba nasa OJT pa lang na experience na nila yon, and that is something that will prepare you for the real thing. Well, again, kung ayaw nyo ng ganyang work, meron namang iba sa IT. And of course, ang deliverables dito will be if the system still meet the user's requirement. Minsan there are some programs that need to be decommissioned na, hindi na naman kailangan. Minsan it really depends upon, for example, regulatory laws that are passed. These are government laws. So kailangang baguhin yung program, kailangang baguhin yung processing. So these are some things which will involve maintenance. Hindi yung pagka-implement, we're done. Wala na tayong trabaho, di ba? So pagka-implement, there is a maintenance which need to be done. And kaya yan nagiging cycle is because when you do the maintenance, you will again go back to planning. I-check ulit. It's not that pag na-identify, pwede na agad galawin. Especially if what has been identified could be a bigger problem that is actually seen. So kailangang i-analyze ulit yon, ano ba yung mga apektuhan, design, and so on and so on. And so the cycle goes on. Okay, so we will stop here, guys. I hope you were able to learn something from this, something new. So there was a question earlier by Kim if what type of methodology